grief and loss can hold us down like an anchor to a boat. And it feels awful, right? We waste time, we waste life. And what I want to share today to help you on your journey of overcoming any loss or grief you may have is to remember that when you change or somebody else changes, just like the law of gravity, when you throw something off a building, it's going to fall. When you change and someone else changes and you're on different paths, it's a law that you won't be able to always stay in each other's life. And when we as humans start accepting that more, think how much more peace we will have and less heartache and heartbreak. I lived with heartache and heartbreak for way too long. And I noticed my pattern was I would hang on to the love, like us all, instead of seeing the truth. And if somebody wronged me, I would still hang on to the love and want that and yearn for that because that was part of the trauma pattern I needed to heal. And once I healed that and I gave myself all that good love and remembered the old love I had with any old relationship, friendship, then I felt free, and then I could see the truth of who that person became and who I became. Because without truth, we are stuck. Truth does set us free. So if you are struggling with any relationship that you just can't seem to get over, remember, if that person's not in your life anymore, somebody changed. And most likely it sounds like it's you. It could have been them. But the point is, don't hold on to something that isn't meant to be anymore. And what I mean by meant to be is it doesn't serve the highest in you, because if it did, they would be in your life. Eventually, people stay with us as we grow. So we never stay the same. We're either growing or dying. It's just the way it is. We're constantly changing, growing or dying. Spirit, God, love never changes. That is what we want to hang on to. And so we think we want to hang on to that old love. Stay with me here, right? When we've loved somebody, friendship, family, partner, it doesn't matter. What we really want is that love and connection. Just like a dog. See my dog in the background? Dogs are this unconditional love, right? That's why people love dogs or pets. Pets have this divine unconditional love, right? So let's reframe it today. You're hanging on to the love. When you realize you're hanging on to this divine love that is always within you, and that when you and that person break away, I've been practicing this for 20 years, and the teachings I knew have always been with me. And I just kept believing and practicing. And eventually it will land in your body, in your nervous system, in your brain. So you don't live in heartache anymore. I did for way too long. Excuse me. 1 second here. I don't want you to live with heartache and loss and grief any longer, because it takes away from your life and your valuable present moment. So the love that you're hanging on to, if you didn't love the person, it wouldn't be a problem. It's the love. So I have a little exercise that I do. I think of that person in my meditation. I think of that person and how we were together and the love. And I send that love to that person. And that feels good. That takes the past, for me, that experience, and brings it into the present. Regardless of the form, I am now one with that love and that memory, and it's not gone. Then what I do is I think of the person now. Who have they become now? Ooh, yeesh. I see why I'm not friends with that person anymore. We're different. They went that way, I went that way. You know what I'm saying? It's when I learned this in my trauma release training, Somatic experiencing with Peter Levine, 3-year training. One of the psychologists I studied with said it's like pick up sticks. Trauma makes it all messy. Do you know that game, Pick Up Sticks? You have to take the stick out without like ruffling the other ones. But that's what you want to do. You want to separate all these little sticks so it's not all messy in your head and your heart and your nervous system. So let's do that. The old memory of love was beautiful. You both were in the right place, the right state, at the right time. Who you've become and who that person have become in the present, pull that stick out now. Look at the truth of that. That person is not the same person as back then. So what are you grieving, right? Are you with me? There's nothing to grieve. It's as if they passed away. When somebody's 100 years old and they pass away, sure, we may grieve, but we also feel peace. They lived a long life. We got to be with them. We'll miss them. You want to look at everybody like that, no matter how old they are when they pass away, or if they don't pass away and you just leave their life. Look at it as your soul and their soul had their time together, and that's exactly what it was supposed to be. And later on another realm, in another time, that love will be reunited, and you will see that. I just heard Wayne Dyer and Abraham an interview about this, and it was so beautiful. I'll put the link in the comments, and then in the description, so you can watch it, or I'll post it on my pages. Oh, it's so good. And Abraham was saying, Esther Hicks, that Wayne Dyer was asking her, so my father, because he had a bad relationship with his father, will I see my father in heaven? And she was like, absolutely. And he won't be explaining himself. He will just be pure love. So I think that's such a valuable teaching point. At the soul level of anyone we've loved, they are pure love. The ego and the evolutionary growth of that person change, and that's what makes it feel hard or like we've lost. But on a soul level, in your heart, that love never left. So to help you have some peace with loss and grief, I just wanted to share that for today, so you can move on with your life. Because if you don't, you never will bring in new love, new relationships. And isn't that what we're all here to do, is bring in more love, more understanding, more joy, more fun? And how can we do that if we're stuck in the past with our past loves? So pick up sticks, separate them, uncouple them. The love I had in the past is not who the person is today. Because if it was, you would be growing together. And instead you grew apart for a reason. Send that person love in your meditations. First, give the love to yourself. Understand that love never went anywhere. And maybe you lost that person to their own ego. One of my best friends, when she started to get notoriety and some fame as an actress, she and I grew apart immediately. Her energy changed. It triggered a lot of her childhood trauma. And she started to push me away. And I allowed it for many years until I finally said, I can't do this anymore. And we haven't talked since. And this was my soul sister. I love her. I miss her every day. The point is, I don't grieve anymore because I see the truth of who she is and who I am. And it's like Venus and Mars, where we once were on Earth together, having an incredible time. But you get tired of grieving, right? Who wants to live their life in grief? I have 2 beautiful kids, a husband, new friends, new people coming in. And if I'm stuck on her, I'm letting the past suck all my energy. It just sucks. And I know we all go through this. But I really wanted to talk about this so you don't have to suffer and struggle anymore with your old loves or your old friendships and feel abandoned or whatever it is. And this has happened to me many times. And it was my lesson to learn that it's okay that I'm different now. And I decided to change. And some of my old friends stayed the same. And when I say stayed the same, I know I said we never stay the same. We're growing or dying. But they did stay the same, or they stayed the same in the sense that I didn't. And their same is growing in that direction, if that makes sense. My growth is in a different direction now. I have more boundaries. Those people didn't. I speak more truth. Those people don't want to hear it, if that makes sense, right? So some people change drastically and some just change a little. Either way, if you decide to change, you don't have to analyze it as much as I'm saying. I might have lost you for a moment there. What I'm basically saying is, whoever wants to grow with you as you change will stay in your life effortlessly. And if they don't, there's your answer. That's the bottom line. And it is okay. Just remember, you are enough the way you are. There's billions of people on this planet. God, the universe will bring you exactly what you need. I actually made this heart necklace with a jeweler because it was to remind me that I have all the love I need right here within me. This is my little gold heart necklace I had made for me. What can you give yourself to remind yourself that your values, your truth, your growth is number one? Not that past person, not that old friend, you. So it's okay to let them go. Send them love from a place of love. Don't send them love for missing them. Send them a place of love and gratitude from who you've become and what you had. And now you're going to bring in more. I know you can do it. Tell me what you think.